Hey there, everyone. It's Dr. Barden. I'm just going to real quickly break down our first assignment for right now that we'll be working on, and that is the first part of the Mac Scavenger Hunt. So this is going to be a two-part assignment where you will be identifying and doing certain things both with the Mac hardware and software. This one is going to be relatively straightforward. I'm going to give you 10 specific physical parts on a Mac computer to correctly identify. So what you're going to do, I'm going to explain all this real quick. If you want to read this in detail right now, you can just pause the video, but it's going to be pretty straightforward. The first thing you're going to do is download these 4 images. I stole them directly from the iMac page here on Apple's website. There it is. There they are. I just took them for that. So for there, but if you don't know, you can hold down the control key and click on the images to open up the menu. If your mouse does right clicking does the same thing. If you do that save image as, or if you're in a different browser, it's usually save image as, but it may be slightly different text for most of them though. Say that and it'll save it right to your downloads folder, or you can choose where it goes and start by downloading all 4 of them. I already have them downloaded, so I'm just gonna pull up this one for the sake of the demonstration right there. And you'll have these promotional images. The next thing you're going to do is once you have them downloaded, if you double click on them, you can get to them in your downloads or through the Finder. You're going to click on them to open them up in preview. You'll see at the top here it says preview. It's this icon here with the little like lens, like you're looking at something right there. That's what I think it is. Either way, this is what you can use by default on Apple computers in order to do some basic editing for PDFs and images, things like that. You know, nothing crazy like Photoshop, but it's good for compiling a bunch of stuff together or doing some general edits, you know, things like that. Nothing too crazy, as we're about to find out. The next thing you'll do is click on this little pin icon here. This will open up the markup toolbar. Yeah, hide markup toolbar is what they call it. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either, if you click here, you can add in text, and it can be whatever you want. You can set the font however you like it as well. I've changed mine at some point, but you can click and drag and move things around. That's totally fine. You can also click on the squiggles over here. It could be this one, in order to click and draw and drag on the image that way. Either one's fine. I'm just thinking the text might be a little more legible, so you can even use a combination of the 2. What you're going to do then, if you kind of look behind this image, if I kind of move this up here, you'll see down at the bottom of the screen, there are 10 different parts of the computer for you to identify. You're going to use the markup tool to identify them on those images. Because I don't want to give away any answers, I will, for the sake of this video, do a different one. So let's say I wanted to find the, let's say the volume up and down button. Well, that lives on the keyboard, and I'm telling you this probably because it's not the answer. So here we have these. So I'll do it like this. Maybe I want to instead be like, okay, here, we'll make it that shape, like that, and then we'll just, you know, some kind of way to visually indicate. I make a text box, volume plus and minus, and I can just drag it over there. It's just in some way identify these parts. You could do it like that. It could be as much as just putting the text by the thing, as long as I can tell what it is that you're wanting it to be, that'll be fine. It could be that. It could be you know, maybe for whatever reason I wanted the escape key. Well, we click around the escape key. That's the shape there. You can identify it that way. I would prefer to indicate, even if it's like, let's pretend that was number 4 on the list. label it in some way just so I can tell what it is. Don't just circle a bunch of random stuff. So again, that is the whole purpose of the assignment, is just to be able to identify the stuff that we'll be interacting with throughout the semester. I have pretty much all of the main physical parts listed here on the assignment. So once you've got all 10 of those, there's 10 total spread between the 4 images. So again, you have all 4 of these images, front, back, side, and then the accessories there. So all 10 of these are not on the same picture. It's 10 between the 4. Once everything is labeled, there, you just save them again. So once you've got this done, you could go up to File and you can say Export. And this will let you save it as a new thing. So I like to save stuff like this to my desktop to make it easy to find, but you can name it whatever you want. You just save it as the default stuff. I click Save there, and if I go back into there, I've got a new file. And if I click on that, you can see that now these edits are baked into the image. Like, yeah, I can do some stuff with it, but like it is very much baked in. Like I can select the text because that's text, but I can't edit that. Whereas like this one, I can still come in and edit and move things around because it hasn't been rendered. But from there, you're just going to attach all 4 of your edited photos to this assignment and turn it in. If for whatever reason you're having trouble getting all 4 of them to properly attach, you can just compress them. And then the short version is to do that. Let's say you've got all 3 of these are your images. If you hold down Command and click on all the files you want, and then Control or right click again like before, and you say compress, that will create a new file, archive.zip. This zip file basically is like a folder that has all of those other things inside of it, and it's saved as a single file. So you can attach this new file to Canvas instead. I don't need that. I'm just going to get rid of it, save some space on my computer. And that is all we're doing for this assignment. So again, you're just identifying these 10 things on these 4 images, turning it in. If you have any questions, let me know. I've got a rubric here so you can see exactly what the points are, where they're coming from. If you have any questions about that or anything else, you can shoot me an email, send me a message, stop by my office hours, ask it in class, whatever works. We'll have just a few days after this is assigned to wrap it up, because we'll be moving on to the software side of things rather quickly. So that's all I've got. I'll see you next time I see you. Bye.